Did you know that women are doing, on average, 5.6 hours of unpaid work every day? In contrast, men are doing 30 minutes. I'm sure it's really a nice gathering of, it's like a dinner table conversation, isn't it, Upasana? But it's also the kind of dinner table conversations that we should be having, isn't it? Because we are at a very interesting point, I feel, in the history and economic history of this country. We are, aiming to become Viksit Bharat by 2047. That is our collective goal as a country, as an organization, in this vision of where we want to be. But when we define that, we want to have this Viksit Bharat goal and we want to leverage Nari Shakti to reach that goal, then we have to look at where the constraints lie today in order to sort of chart that path for inclusive growth in the future. The three factors that stand out very clearly constraining women's labor force participation are: number one, how do I go to my job, i.e. urban mobility, and also rural mobility, but much more urban. Second, how do I balance work and my household responsibilities? This continued preponderance of social norms that even today perpetuate the traditional role of a homemaker and glorify it in some ways, and that's absolutely fine. It's good to recognize the role of the homemaker. I welcome the Supreme Court judgment recently, which came out 2 days ago, which talks about the fact that there has to be a monetary value to household work, which is fine. But at the same time, perpetuating that stereotype and preventing the sharing of that burden is also a challenge. And the third, which I see emerging and linked to these two, is around participation in gig work, participation in the platform economy, and the gender digital divide. Because at the end of the day, why are you being asked to do gig work, or why are you being asked to do non-formal work? It's because of, again, the expectation that you are managing two jobs, but you're only being paid for one of them. Therefore, we are bringing together policymakers, carepreneurs, and government agencies to discuss how can we unlock the power and potential of the care economy. How can we bring more childcare services, elderly care services, and services for highly dependent adults into the formal sector? And also, how can we devise solutions for skill training of care workers?